So today I had a bit of troubleshooting on a rather expensive machine. This one was a Intel 9900KS running a Gigabyte Aorus Z390 motherboard with 32 gig of Corsair Dominator RAM, an Aorus NVMe 500 gig, and a Cooler Master 850 watt white modular power supply in there. So this particular machine, it wasn't really displaying the lights on the board properly when it first starts up or when you hit the power button. You wouldn't get any picture on the screen. USBs would get power, but the system itself wouldn't post and start. So looking at it, I was leaning towards it. I was first of all leaning towards the BIOS revision being too old, and it mightn't have supported the KF processor. It turns out that wasn't the case. For some weird reason, it seemed to be a slight incompatibility with the RAM. Removed all the sticks. There was a single stick in there at the time, and I looked and noticed that there was no post speaker connected. First thing I did was connect one of those up. From there, we were able to get an error code, which was just simply long beeps with slight pauses. Typically for me, that usually means memory. Removed the slot from B2, which was nearest to the processor, moved it all the way to A1, more towards the front of the case. And from there, we had system post, went straight to BIOS, and has been running perfect since. Initially, I did swap out the graphics card that was in there. It was a RTX 2070 Super, and just put a GT 710 in there. Just a very simplistic card just to troubleshoot stuff with. Also disconnected all the front panel I/O off the main board, or pretty much everything off the main board, including the NVMe drive. And then once we were able to get it to post, from there it was a matter of adding in each individual item one at a time, just to see if it would cause any issues. But from there it seemed to run perfectly fine, with no dramas since. So yeah, the thing I find with most expensive machines is that the expensive machines I tend to see more issues with, more so than the cheaper machines. You could potentially buy a $600 Ryzen 3 3200 system, and away you would go. You'd put it together, no issues at all. But once you seem to get to the more expensive high-end stuff, I definitely see a lot higher failure rate and other dramas going on with it. But anyway, what's your thoughts on the RGB world, the high-end gaming world? Personally, I'm happy with a system that will play the one particular game that I'm after. Usually the only one I really go to, or my go-to game, is Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which nowadays you can hit 144 FPS at high settings with virtually anything out there, RX 570 and above. So my demands aren't exactly high, but also I'm usually not too fussed on the RGB side of things. Yeah, it looks cool, but I'm not really happy to spend the extra to be able to obtain that. I believe the common phrase for that is also known as tight ass or budget conscious, which I do fit the criteria for both of those. I would rather spend the same amount of money, get extra performance, extra storage, extra speed, than get some pretty lights that I'm going to put in a case and put down beside my desk and then never think about again. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the high-end computer gear and the RGB, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.